Anglia Square Demolition Part 5. I've just made myself look like a right wally. I actually was speaking for a good 10 minutes where I realised I've only took a photo of the bloody start of the walk. So this is all that's left of the car park. The Jolly Green Giant, the green hydraulic machine, and orange, the one who I've called Dippy, because he looks like a diplodocus. They were working on it both sides, and I've heard sometime about 3 o'clock today there was an almighty thump and a plume of great big plume of dust. There's Dippy working with his partner in crime having a rest. He's moving bits of it. There's nothing left. I've heard several bits of information. One I can guarantee you is that Roy's closed. Roy's shop. It closed because of the dust. Because both of these beasts, the green one in the background and Dippy here, is that Dippy, I wonder? Yes, that's the orange one. And if you look at it, I think it's imploded. I think the car park imploded on itself, which caused the noise, the thump. That is my opinion. Because look, it's stacked on top of each other. You can clearly see it's stacked on top of each other. I reckon the structure became so weak that it just imploded on itself. And well, it saved a few bits of work, and you can clearly see, I mean, the rubble wasn't there yesterday when I passed here yesterday. I made 2 videos, both on Tuesday, and I've deleted both of them because there wasn't much action happening. But as you can see, that's all that's left of the car park. There we are. You can see the cinema, you can see the cathedral through the background. So there's Rexy, one of the Rexies as I call them. They're working in what was Fat Paulie's, the nightclub. He's in a bit of a temper. But these 2 beasts here, the green one is now having a rest and is letting his friend, the first one that came along, and do you reckon it's imploded because they're stacked on top of each other, isn't it? I reckon it's imploded on itself.
I reckon it did.
Yeah, because it was
last night. There was a fair bit left.
Yeah, and it was up at 2:30. But then some people have been saying there was an almighty thump and a big plume of dust.
Yeah,
I reckon it imploded.
Low, yeah.
It just fell itself. Yeah, they were working on both sides. So I just had a word with a gentleman, and he reckons it's imploded on itself because of the way it's stacked on top of each other. So my theory, it may be wrong. The 2 machines might have done it and the last 2 floors just imploded, or maybe it just imploded completely. I don't know. But that is all you see. and this is asking for trouble. He's posing, so there we are. And the Hitachi digger, Rexy, as I call it, as I call those beasts. So this Anglia Square Demolition Part 5. Part 1 has been completed, or virtually. Maybe Edward Street could open as early as Sunday. 12th of April would be late. And if it opened on the 12th of April, that would be ridiculously late. I reckon they could get it open maybe by Sunday, the 29th of March, or maybe even Good Friday, by Good Friday. There's going to be no work on site Good Friday. There's going to be no work on Good Friday through the Easter weekend, so maybe it's just as well that it came down so quickly. I mean, there's certainly I mean, what's he working on? Is he clearing something? I don't know. But there is let's just see if we can get just a little bit closer. I mean, the water, there is no wind now, which thank goodness that there is no wind, because there would be a heck of an amount of dust. I mean, it was windy earlier, so the plume of dust, if that imploded, would have been a huge amount of dust. I mean, look at the rubble. I mean, the rubble is strewn everywhere. As you can see through the gate there, there's a big chunk of concrete there. So it's come down somehow. Something happened. Something gave way for it to go down like that. They didn't stack it like that. I think it just imploded. It was weak. It was weak through 5 weeks of demolition, and on this end of the 5th week, well, the 6th week, the end of the 6th week, it just finished itself off, thinking I've had enough of this, and it implodes in on itself. And so we now have another, I think these two are showing off, you know, they're posing, Dippy and the Jolly Green Giant. I think they're asking for, and you can see the water spray laying the dust. I mean, it's not dusty anymore, but you know, there was a huge amount of rubble at the gate, and of course now when buses come along Edward Street going into the city, there's nothing left. You used to be greeted with this car park that had been abandoned since about 2010, something like that, maybe even earlier. I can remember using it as a kid, but I'm just going to lean against the wall. There's a lot of dust even here. So, oh, there's a nice triple pair in there. There we are. I don't know if I caught that one. Don't even know if I caught that one. That's better. I wondered what happened there. Yes, that's better. So, Dippy, he's now going to rest in his resting position. He's finished for the day. It is about 4:30. Let me just check. It's 4:45 actually. So I would assume that work has finished for the day. Perhaps they'll clear this tomorrow and maybe have Edward Street open for Sunday, this Sunday, maybe sometime early next week. Get the rubble cleared out. It's a safe site, more or less. I don't know what the Hitachi one is up to, but I'll just do a landscape photo. There we are. A landscape photo showing what roughly was the site of the car park. It's no longer there now. The death knell sounded 6 weeks ago, and it took 29 days to bring it down. They said it was going to be down in 3 weeks maybe. No, it was a tough beast. But all I can say now is requiescat in pace, rest in peace, to Edward Street, Anglia Square, multi-storey car park. There's nothing left. That structure, whatever, did it implode on itself? I think it did, and caused Roy's to be closed while they cleared the shop. It's open now, but it certainly wasn't at the time. Perhaps there's this digger here is clearing up after the implosion. All I heard there was a tremendous thump and a great plume of dust. It got one Facebook regular down there, several Facebook regulars down there actually. I shan't name them, but Anglia Square Demolition Part 5. This will be a shorter video because nothing else has happened this week. I've just concentrated solely on the demolition of the car park, which has succeeded. So phase 1 is virtually complete. If there are anyone with videos showing it imploding on itself, show it. It will make a good reverse video so it can unimplode itself, if you see what I mean. I like to see these chimneys fall back up on themselves. But until next time, where it will be part 6. Hopefully we'll be looking at the cinema being taken down next week, or clearing this bit ready for the cinema, Gilding Gate House and Sovereign House. I don't know how long it's going to take. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks for the cinema, maybe 2 or 3 weeks for Gilding Gate House, and perhaps 6 for the beast. What we call the beast, because that's not concrete, that's what's the name. So I'll end the video here. That's solid reinforced steel and concrete. So I'll leave you with the Hitachi machine clearing what was the nightclub. There must be rubble down there somewhere if there was an implosion. I don't know. But until next time, take care.